Hello everyone. So welcome to today's lecture. Yesterday we had finished with the first part of the chapter 1. We had studied about gravitation, about the law of gravitation, Kepler's laws, and how Newton derived the Newton's law of gravity, the inverse law of gravitation. Okay, I didn't give you any homework yesterday. I will be giving it to you today. Okay, so these are the 3 examples which are given in the textbook on page number 6. Understood? Page number 6. Some solved examples have been given. I have solved it for you so that you may understand it clearly. Now, the first example, Mahendra and Virat. Okay, these are 2 persons are sitting at a distance of 1 meter from each other. Their masses are 75 kg and 80 kg respectively. What is the gravitational force between them? Okay, you have to find out the gravitational force between 2 persons. They are sitting near to each other, so there is a force of attraction between them. You have to find out the value of that force of attraction. So what has been given? R, the distance between them is given as 1 meter. Mass of first person is given as 75 kg. Mass of second person is given as 80 kg. And G is equal to 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11. We all know that you have to learn this. If it is not given, you have to write on your own. According to Newton's law, we know that F is equal to G m1 m2 upon r square, where F stands for gravitational force, G stands for gravitational constant, m1 is mass, m2 is mass, r is the distance. Substituting the values, we get it as 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 into 75 into 80 upon 1 square. Okay, we will get the value as 40020 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton. Okay, but in the textbook they have given the value as 4.002 into 10 raised to minus 7. Now, in physics, there is a practice of writing the answer with 1 digit and the others in decimals. In physics, there is a practice of writing the answers, whatever values you get, in the powers of 10. Understood? So, you will have to convert this into 1 digit number, and the others you have to put it into decimals. So, how to write this? So, this will be 40020 into 10 raised to minus 11. This is same as 40020 upon 10 raised to 11. Okay, this is upon 10 raised to 11. That means it is 11 zeros. So this is same as 40020 upon 10000000000 11 zeros. Understood? And we have to put a point here. We have to bring a point there. Why? Because there is a practice in physics to put the point at that position. So if you have to bring a point here, you have to start from here towards the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. We will cut off 1, 2, 3, 4. Understood? So it will become 400 4.0020 upon 10 raised to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 10 raised to 7. Okay. So this will be 4.002 into 10 raised to minus 7 Newton. Okay. This is how they have derived at that answer. This question is very frequently asked. Okay, it is having just this much of calculations. You have to just multiply 6.67 into 75 into 80, and you have to keep that 10 raised to part as it is. Okay, and you have to derive till here. You will get marks if you write it this way only. Okay, so hope you have understood how to reach here. Now the next example on the same page. So what is the force of attraction between Mahendra and Virat? The force of attraction between Mahendra and Virat is 4.002 into 10 raised to minus 7. This value is a very small number. It is 10 raised to minus 7. That means 0.007 times 0 and then that number. So the value is very, very less. Now the next question. In the above example, assuming that the bench on which Mahendra is sitting is frictionless, starting with 0 velocity, what will be Mahendra's velocity of motion towards Virat after 1 second? So, it is told that there is a force of attraction between any two objects in the universe. If there is a force of attraction, then they should stick with each other. Isn't it? They should stick with each other. Why two people don't stick with each other? Because that force of attraction is very, very less, and there are other forces also which are acting on that body. Understood? So there are other forces. For example, if two persons are sitting, then there is a frictional force which is acting on the body. Okay, there is a frictional force acting on their bodies. So consider here there is no frictional force and Mahendra is getting attached to Virat. What will be their force of attraction or what will be their velocity? So first you have to find out. The F is given as 4.002 into 10 raised to minus 7 Newton. Mass is 75 kg of Mahendra and time taken is given as 1 second. If the 1 second is taken for Mahendra to get moved till Virat. Now A acceleration is equal to F upon M. 4.002 into 10 raised to minus 7 upon 75. This value we have calculated 4.002 upon 75. You may calculate it. You will get the value as 0.05336 into 10 raised to minus 7. I have kept that 10 raised to minus 7 as it is. Now in physics, again there is a practice of writing one digit and keeping the others in decimals. So you have to bring the point here. Okay, after 5. So it will become 5.34 into 10 raised to minus 9. Now how did we get that? Okay, now when you have to put, this is same as 0.05336 upon 10 raised to 7. Understood? Now you have to move the decimal forward. When you have to move the decimal forward, you have to multiply, and when you have to move the decimal backward, then you have to divide. Here I have to move the decimal forward, so I will have to multiply it with 10 raised to, how many decimals? 2 decimals. So this will become 10 raised to 2. Okay, if I multiply with 10 raised to 2, I have to divide also with 10 raised to 2. Understood? Now if I multiply this, I will get it as 5.336 and upon 10 raised to 9. 7 plus 2, you will get it as 9. Okay, that 5.336 they have approximately taken as 5.34. So it will become 5.34 into 10 raised to minus 9 meter per second square. Okay, hope you have understood how they have calculated that value. Now the next is on page number 7. Example 1. Calculate the gravitational force due to Earth on Mahendra in the earlier example. Mass of the Earth is equal to M1, it is 6 into 10 raised to 24 kg. That you may mark and keep. It could be asked as an objective type question also. What is mass of the Earth? Mass of the Earth is 6 into 10 raised to 24. What is radius of the Earth? It is 6.4 into 10 raised to 6 meter. And Mahendra's mass they have given as 75 kg. Mass of the Earth and radius of the Earth you have to learn. Okay, mass of the Earth, radius of the Earth and the value of capital G. What is the value of capital G? It is 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11. Okay, that they have given. Now you have to calculate the gravitational force between the Earth and Mahendra. You have to take the equation F is equal to Gm1m2 upon r square. The value of r is 6.4 into 10 raised to 6. Mass of Earth is 6 into 10 raised to 24. So 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 is G. M1 is 6 into 10 raised to 24. M2 is 75. R is 6.4 into 10 raised to 6. So 6.67 into 6 into 75 will get it as 3001.5. and 6.5 square is 40.96, and 10 raised to 6 whole square is 10 raised to 12. Okay, so 3001 upon 0.5 upon 40.96, you will get the value as 73.27. 10 raised to 13 minus 10 raised to 12, you will get it as 10 raised to 1. So the equation becomes, multiplying, it becomes 732.7. They have approximately taken it as 733 Newton. Okay, so these are the three examples. Out of these three examples, the first example is generally asked, the other examples are not asked. Understood? You may copy this in your notebook just for you to understand how they have calculated. Okay. Now in the textbook there is one topic, high tide and low tide, a box of do you know. It is a 2-mark question generally asked. Write a note on high tide and low tide. Okay. Now what do you mean by high tide and low tide? You might be familiar with these terms, high tide and low tide. It occurs twice a day. Okay. Now high tide is when the water comes up and low tide in the water goes down. Okay, what happens exactly during high tide and low tide? This occurs due to the force of attraction, gravitational force of attraction of moon exerted on the earth. So this is the moon and this is the earth. The moon attracts a gravitational force of attraction on the earth. Understood? So the earth is attracted to the moon. The moon is also attracted to the earth. Understood? So but the earth does not go towards the moon because the mass of earth is very, very large. Okay, and the moon does not come towards the earth because the moon is continuously moving. It is moving around the earth. So there is a force of attraction between earth and the moon. Now what happens? The water which is on this side, okay, the water which is on this side gets attracted towards the moon. Okay, the earth doesn't move. It moves, it doesn't move as much as the water moves. Okay, the water moves towards the moon, due to which there is a bulge. It rises up. So there is a high tide here. On the opposite side of the earth, what happens? The water, as the water is moving, the earth also moves a little, but the water does not move that much. The water remains there. Okay, water remains there itself. So what will happen? The water rises up. The earth goes this way. The earth will move this way. Understood? So there is a bulge here also and here also. So on opposite sides we are having high tide. At that time the 90 degree towards the earth they are having low tide. So this is about high tide and low tide. This is due to the gravitational force of attraction of the moon. On page number 6, do you know question? From where you have to write, high and low tides occur at different times at different places. The level of water in the sea changes because of the gravitational force exerted by the moon. Water directly under the moon gets pulled towards the moon and level of water there goes up, causing high tide at that place. At two places on the earth, at 90 degree from the place of high tide, the level of water is minimum and low tide occurs there. You have to write till there. So I repeat, due to moon's force of attraction, the water is pulled towards the moon, so that the water here rises up, so there is high tide. As the water is pulled, some part of earth is also pulled. Okay, the earth is moving towards this side, like this. It is moving. As earth is moving, the water here remains as it is. Okay, it is reducing only a little, so there is a bulge, rise there also. So there are high tides at both places. Okay, hope you have understood high tide and low tide. This is a short note question. Now we are having some points in the textbook on page number 7. Earth's gravitational force. Now what is the direction of gravitational force? The direction of gravitational force is towards the center of the earth. Whenever you throw an object in the upward direction, it goes to a particular point and then comes back. Understood? When you throw a particular object in the upward direction, it goes to a particular point and then comes vertically downwards. It doesn't go slanting, it comes vertically downwards. Why it comes vertically downwards? Because the gravitational force is towards the center of the earth. Okay, and why it stops and then come backward? Because there is a gravitational force which is exerted on the object. As the gravitational force is exerted on the object, as the object goes up, its velocity goes on decreasing. It reaches zero and then comes back. Okay, that is what has been explained in the first paragraph here in the textbook. Now in the last, use your brain power question. If earth attracts an apple towards itself, the apple also attracts the earth towards itself with the same force. Why then does the apple fall towards the earth but the earth does not move towards the apple? Okay, the answer is, as the mass of the earth is too large, the acceleration caused is negligible. I repeat, as the mass of the earth is too large, the acceleration caused is negligible. Okay, so the acceleration is very, very less. Even if the earth is attracted towards the apple, the acceleration is very, very less. So we don't feel that movement of earth towards the apple. Okay, that is the answer. You may write the answer. I repeat, as the mass of the earth is too large, the acceleration caused is negligible. Okay, now below that, last sentence, the earth attracts them towards itself, but unlike falling an apple, they do not fall on the earth. What do not fall on the earth? Artificial satellites. Okay, even if artificial satellites are also attracted towards the earth, they do not fall on the earth. Why they do not fall on the earth? The answer is given there itself. This is because the velocity of the moon and the satellites along their orbits, as they are continuously moving, they don't fall towards the earth. If this velocity was not there, they would have fallen on the earth. Okay, so this I am stopping here for this lecture. I will be giving you homework next. Okay, this is the homework for today. Mention Kepler's laws of planetary motion. You have to write the 3 laws just like I had written on the board. State and derive Newton's universal law of gravitation. Okay, that also I had written on the board. Derive the SI unit of G. How did Newton postulate the inverse law of gravitation? Write a note on high tide and low tide. It is from the textbook. Why don't artificial satellites fall towards the earth if there is a force of attraction? It is on page number 7. Okay, so this is the homework for both the lectures. Thank you.